Welcome back, everybody, to the Amazing Education channel. Thanks for tuning in. This is about the information that's going to benefit you and is going to give you a more peaceful, healthy future and less stress. Although it's not financial advice, but it will also help you with money. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm a master educator. And I'm giving you the information, not what you would expect to hear. And it's about listening to the information. It's not about the video. All I have is my phone, so you're not going to get amazing video, okay? So anyway, people are saying the topic today, is that the US dollar is going to crash. People should own gold instead. Well, what does that mean? The dollar crashing? Well, it means as an alternative to other currencies, and even you might think about maybe cryptocurrency and how these might take over. So, well, but governments right now, they're really not in favor of cryptocurrency. Some countries are banning the use of cryptocurrency, and frankly, because it's software, you can copy and paste and create new cryptocurrencies virtually almost infinitely, and so the value of cryptocurrency is sort of limited because you can make new ones at any time and people can switch from one to the other. And so although it's not like pure speculation, it does have some value and it's useful for a limited number of people, but it's not backed by physical substance like silver or gold, like many currencies were in the past. And so therefore, if somebody deletes the software or copies it and creates more and more currencies, well, the value eventually is going to go to zero. Yes, that includes Bitcoin and everything else. Bitcoin, for an interesting reason, is because when people lose their password or they die or pass away, whatever, the number of bitcoins are limited, and over time people will die and pass away, and then nobody has access to the bitcoins that they owned, and so the number of bitcoins is eventually going to go also to zero. And as I said, there's a almost unlimited number of competitors to Bitcoin, which, because they might use less energy, and so therefore it would be cheaper to use other cryptocurrencies. So using Bitcoin would be more expensive, and so people just wouldn't want to do it, and so therefore zilch. So if you ever wonder, oh, can I make millions in cryptocurrency? Well, can, if you do. So if you've done it, or if you do it, it's possible to make your millions of dollars, maybe, or also possible to lose millions of dollars, because the concept is nearly worthless. It really is. And so, you know, I will never promote Bitcoin. Now, you might say, well, they can print an unlimited number of US dollars, and so therefore that value should also go to zero. And guess what? I'm going to agree. I will agree that is really actually true. There's an almost unlimited number over time as long as the trees keep growing, although it's not as easy to reproduce as Bitcoin. So chances are lower with US dollar and with other currencies that they will go to zero, but there's still a very real chance, and actually the chance increases over time as the non-productive people move in government, or they grow in receiving government services, and so therefore the productivity of cultures goes down and the number of people that don't work and don't produce goes up. It's basically a situation that they're parasitical people. So a lot of government workers that do almost nothing, but they have very high salaries, maybe high pensions, and they, instead of creating useful items and services, so goods and services, they actually use them up, and sometimes, in some cases, they actually destroy them or defraud or trick people out of good, goods and services. And so, as I said, also the number of people who are incapable of working can grow as we have more children without stable families. They don't have the true biological mother and father at home due to increased divorce and the aid to children from single mothers or single parents. So that group grows in our society, and then they're not properly raised. They're incapable of work. They use drugs and commit crimes, and yes, they end up in jail. Look it up. It's true. So as the number of unbroken families reduces, as the number of divorces go up, or just single mothers never getting married, we have greater crime and greater destruction of our economy, and basically our society goes down, and then people want to print more money just to basically have inflation, and it's called expropriation. It's like stealing the value, but indirectly, also through taxation. That's another way, so that we could head very quickly toward a Japanese style stagnation, which I won't say stagflation because it just depends. If it's bad enough, the prices of things may not rise after a while, as people just can't afford more and more expensive things. But if it's through inflation, prices would rise. So we could have a situation, if we increase taxes enough to pay for government, then people would be poor and they couldn't afford goods and services, and so prices would have to come down and people would have to work more. But if the government, as it has been doing through the Federal Reserve, just tries printing more dollars and pays people off, well, prices will go up and people won't work. As we've seen recently, it's 2022, it's March. We've seen recently people just won't go back to work, also due to the pandemic. But if they get paid off for not working, of course they're going to not work. And then productivity, number of goods and services, the products in the stores just aren't there. And so they're going to cost more because the same number of people want to buy them. And we keep foolishly increasing the number of people in the United States with less people willing to work. That also makes everything more expensive: land, housing, electricity, energy, gas, food, everything is more expensive as we grow the population. When we start reducing the population, as European countries have wisely done by having smaller family sizes and limiting immigration, yes, you heard it, not allowing so many people to rush into the smart countries from the troubled countries, then they've done better than the United States. They've headed in a better direction. Now, that's only regards to population. Government-wise, I won't say that they're better or worse. You have to look at each individual country, and it changes from day to day and election to election. So anyway, there you have it. So yeah, the value of the dollar, yes, it could crash, and people would just say, well, let's go back to a new dollar that's tradable for a set amount of gold, say 1/20th of an ounce per dollar. It would be a new dollar, and just set it there, and so it would stabilize the dollar and not make it worthless, make it not worthless, make it work very well. And it would also limit inflation because it depends on the amount of gold, and the amount of gold on the planet is pretty much fixed. Yes, we mine it and get it out and it enters into the money supply, but that's not an incredibly fast process, and it's a small percentage. So that's the way we need to go, and one of the presidents and parties will figure this out after the inflation is too painful, that we need to get smart and protect the money, and but avoid cryptocurrency, folks. Smarten up and good luck. And nice chatting at you. Thank you very much.